Hello there folks, BonkyGook here, back with another 1000G achievement walkthrough. As you can see from the screen here, we're taking a look at the game In Rays of the Light, published by Sometimes You and developed by Sergey Noskov. It initially released on the 21st of July of 2021 and is currently purchasable for a price of $8. Of course, your currency may vary depending on your region. And this is one of the rare unicorns of the Xbox achievement hunting world, the triple stack. There are Xbox One, Xbox Series, and Windows 10 versions of the game, all of which are the same game, so this walkthrough will work for all three of them, and all three are priced at the $8 price point. If you are interested, they do tend to go on sale, so if you want to wait for a sale, feel free. There are 15 achievements for 1000G, 2 of which are related to getting certain endings, and the endings are determined by how much time you spend in the sun. I am going to warn you, it's best to stay strictly where I walk in my walkthrough. That way you'll stay out of the sun for the first ending, and then we're going to use the chapter select and just run around until the walk 5 kilometers achievement pops. And that will keep us out in the sun enough to unlock the second ending, which happens if you spend too much time in the sun. The other achievements are basically adjacent to the story. Most of them don't pop for doing something you specifically need for the story, but they happen in the same room and are often unavoidable. So most of the achievements, as long as you follow along with me, will happen, but they are mostly missable because if you miss the item in the room that has the item you need, you may not pop the achievement. Just follow along with my actions, you shouldn't have any trouble. And the two achievements you really need to worry about are the reader achievement for reading all 12 of the notes in the game, and I'll bring you to all 12. This did glitch for me on my first playthrough, so I recommend doing everything in one sitting, just so you don't have to worry about that. I was pausing the game a lot and going back and forth while I wrote the walkthrough for the game, so there's a good chance that all of my pausing and messing around like that glitched something. So doing it quickly and in one sitting should help you avoid that. The good news is, if it does glitch for you, the speed run to get all 12 notes takes all of 15 minutes. So not a bad recovery time. If for some reason it does glitch on you, you'll just have to delete your save from the cloud and the console and start over. But again, a blitz run through is very quick. The other achievement, which is what takes the completion from 25 minutes to 40 to 50, is the walk 5 kilometers achievement. This was initially buggy when it launched, but they have patched it since, so you can do it through chapter select, which is what we're going to do. If you are worried about that, I'll point out the spot where you should run around. But as long as you have the latest version of the game, I've tested it on all three versions and it worked fine for me. So uninstall, reinstall, and you should be good to go. But I will point out the spot where you should run if you are concerned you have the old version. Everything else is pretty straightforward, so let's go ahead and get started. You'll get a little bit of a loading screen. I do apologize for the longer intro here, but I do like to be transparent about what you're getting into before you get into it. Press start to skip the cutscene, and again, this will probably take somewhere between 40 and 50 minutes to get our achievements on our first run here, but once you know the path, it goes significantly faster. At the main menu, go to the settings. The only thing you should do for sure is turn up your brightness, and I know that's sometimes a sin, but the lower areas in this game are very dark. So doing this is recommended, and I also go to the original color, but that's personal preference. The only thing I recommend is the brightness. Everything else is personal preference. When you're done, you can press start to go back out, and then hit A on new game to start it up. You're going to get a brief little scene here, and then you'll spawn in front of a TV. The right analog moves your viewing, the left analog moves you around. You can press X to jump, and quickly about the jump, it's not required for anything, but the game has coded stairs as more hills than actual stairs. So sometimes you lose momentum going upstairs. It's not a bad idea to just jump when you're heading towards any sorts of stairs, so that you don't run into that problem. Also, turn and walk straight upstairs instead of trying to go sideways. Again, you don't have the movement speed sometimes to get up hills walking sideways. You can hit left trigger to run, and in general, run everywhere. There's no real reason to walk unless you're in a small room and it's easier to maneuver, but unless I tell you otherwise, always be holding the left trigger. Turn to the right and open either of the doors here works. You open doors by pressing A on them, and then you can walk into the hallway and take a right, and then enter this room on the right, which is a bathroom, and press A to pick up the lead pipe out of the sink. You can hit right bumper, as it says, to bring up your inventory, and then you use the D-pad to select the different slots, and select whatever you want, and release the right bumper to select the inventory item. Right now we only have the pipe, so not a great object lesson. Walk across the hallway, interact with the board here to start prying it, and then spam the A button to pry it open. And then sometimes you'll have to press A to open the door. Sometimes you won't. Just keep an eye on that. Hold left trigger and run through this room. The game introduces to you the light, which you're supposed to avoid. When you get to the end of this hallway, interact with the right handle of the double doors. The double doors usually only have one door that'll open, so in this case it's the right one. Run forward to the broken table here and turn right to enter this room, and we're going to run straight into this wardrobe to knock it out of the window and pop our first achievement, the Oops achievement, number 1 of 15, giving us 40G and 40G out of 1,000 total. Turn around and leave the room, walk down to the right, and there's a boarded up door. We're going to get rid of the board by pressing A on it and smashing A. And then again, the door might open, or you might have to press A. Sometimes it's pretty inconsistent about that. Walk into the room and go to the left wall, and then turn left to see a locked cabinet. Press A while highlighting the lock to bring up the lock menu, and now you need to enter the code 047. Just do so with the D-pad, and once the numbers are in place, the lock falls off, and you can highlight the left door and press A to open it, and then pick up the film reels inside. Turn left, and we're going to leave the room and walk straight here. And just follow this left wall, and there are going to be some stairs in front of us that we need to go down. At the bottom, turn to the right, and it's dark in here, but there's a door on our right. Interact with it, it'll open into your face. And then walk in and go to the table on the left, and a little birdie's going to fly in and land on the ground. I think he just broke the window. And that'll pop the Glad to See You achievement, number 2 of 15, getting us 40G and 80G out of 1,000 total. Look down and you'll see a note on the desk. This is note 1 of 12. To grab notes, you just look at them so that they're highlighted and press A, and then you can press A to put them back down. Turn to the right and grab the key that's on the shelf in the locker here, and now we're going to leave the room. Go back left and to the bottom of the stairs, then turn right and walk down this hall. You're going to see what looks to be a pillar in the middle of the room. It's actually a wall separation, and on the right side of it is a map hanging, so press A on it to grab it and unlock the Plan achievement, number 3 of 15 for 40G, getting us to 120 out of 1,000. Turn right from the map and walk down into towards the doorway here. Enter inside. And on the left, near some payphones, is some change on the shelf. Grab it, turn around, interact with the vending machine to kick it, and that will pop the I Just Checked It achievement, number 4 of 15 for 60G, getting us to 180 out of 1,000 total. Leave the room and go straight down the hallway, and we're going to enter the first room on the left here. Turn right, and we need to open the second locker from the left. And at the bottom of the locker is a key we need, so pick it up with A. Then turn around, and you'll find note number 2 on the table. So press A on it, A again to back out, and now we're going to leave the room. This next section is our first foray to the outside. So go around the steps here, and go outside on the left or right. You can see it's kind of blocked off here, but it used to be doors here. So you can go out and turn left. As long as you're out of the sunshine, you're fine. But you relatively want to be quick here anyways. I don't know why I used the word relatively, sorry. Run forward to the bus with the lead pipe out, and we need to tap A on the left side of the door, and then mash A to pry the door open. When you get control, back up and jump inside, because that step there can be a problem. You're going to unlock the Buscracker achievement, which is number 5 of 15 for 60G, getting us to 240. And then you can grab the note on the dash of the bus there. Turn around, and there is a gas can we need to grab, and then we can leave the bus and head back up the hill we came from. Just run straight towards the corner of the building here. You might have to jump over the edge, and then turn right to follow the building. There's a chair here and a bench, and the wardrobe we pushed out of the window earlier. You can grab the key right next to it on the ground, and then keep walking forward. When you get to the corner here, take a left, you'll see some reddish steps, or light red. Go inside to get back in the building, just so that we stay out of the sun. And we're going to go to the right and go all the way to the end of this hallway. Go beyond the stairs, out the door, and turn sharp right, and you'll see a gate here. A metal fence anyways. Go down inside to the door, press A to unlock it, and it will open up, and then you can go down inside the bunker, or the basement. Walk down the pipes here to find a table that has your next note, which is note number 4 of 12. Then turn around and go to the left, and there's another table over here that has the lighter. Now the lighter is kind of weird. Pull it out now using the right bumper and select it, and then release right bumper to pull it out. The flame gets dimmer the more you keep it out, and then closing it up and putting it away refills it. So if you're finding yourself in darker areas and you can't see as well, just equip the lead pipe for a couple of seconds and then pull the lighter back out, and the flame should refill itself. With the lighter equipped, head back up the stairs and turn to the right. We're going to go up the stairs here, and when we get up top, turn to the left and you'll see a building, and actually turn a little bit more to the left because we need to enter a door on the left side of this building. So just hop above through the grass here and work your way over this way. This next door has a weird interact point where we need to burn the twine off. I recommend just kind of aiming wherever and spamming the A button, moving your aiming where you're aiming around until the rope starts to burn. I don't really know where the interact point is for that, but as soon as it burns off, press A on the door handle to open the door, run inside and follow it around, and on the left wall here is another note that should be note number 5 of 12. Pick it up and then put it back down and turn around to go up the stairs. There are 6 lockers here. They're mostly numbered, but 2 and 6 fell off. So we're going to open them in this order: number 1, number 4, number 6, and number 2. And you'll find a fuse up top, so grab it, and now we need to return to the bunker. So go down and back out the door. You can turn left and just drop off the ledge here to make it a bit quicker. And again, head back towards that corner of the building where the bunker was, and jump up the hill if you need to avoid getting stuck. We kind of get an air raid warning here, but it doesn't mean anything. Don't worry, nothing really chases you. Even though the game tells you there's something with you at all times, there really isn't any danger from it. Go back down into the basement here and turn right. And we're going to go up onto this platform, interact with the fuse box, and interact with it again to place the fuse. Go to the left and interact with this white box to put the fuel in, and then turn to your right and interact with the handle. And that will pop you an achievement for starting the generator, Let There Be Light. Number 6 of 15 for 60G, getting us to 300 out of 1000 G total. Once you regain control, turn to the right. We're going to run towards this red light, and you'll see a door opening, or at least an opening there if you were a little slower than I was. When you get to the opening, right bumper and pull out your lighter and walk forward. Look on your left, or hug the left wall when there's an opening. Turn left and enter the gate. And in this room on the other side is a bathroom with a flickering light. I recommend putting away your lighter and walking inside, and you'll find note number 6 on the counter here. And this next part can be quite troubling, especially if the lighter isn't working properly. That's why we put it away. Go back to the doorway, and we have to run down this next hallway a certain amount of times. Now, I think it's actually time related. It just lines up for going through a 4th time, and then it's the spell is broken or whatever it is. But pull out your lighter and turn right and start going down this hallway. And this is a linear hallway. There's no other way you can go. So you just follow this hallway all the way around, and at this section here, after the 2 red barrels, there's a long hallway, and the game kind of stutters. It's checking to see if it's ready to spawn a pallet right there. And if the pallet is there, that means you don't have to continue the cycle. You can turn right at the pallet. But until the pallet shows up, all we can do is run circles around this area. And as I said, the lighter does get dimmer and dimmer the longer it's been out. So if it does get too dark for you to see, put it away for a few seconds and then pop it back out. But again, we get to this hallway, the game will stutter, and it's like, well, you're not ready, so we have to continue our laps around. Once we get back into this main room, we turn left and start the loop again. My very first time doing this, I took forever, and the pallet actually showed up on like my 2nd or 3rd time through. Because I didn't know about the lighter thing, and I wound up turning around and going back to the beginning, and it took me forever. Lighter's starting to get dark, so again, I'm just going to put it away real quick. Wait a couple seconds and pull it back out. And then we're into our final lap now. So again, once we get past those double red barrels, we'll get to the long hallway here. And then when we turn left, we should see a pallet on the ground. There you go. We can turn right, and now we have the hallway here. Go ahead and put your lighter away. It's lit enough here. We don't need it, and we're going to need it in a second anyways, so useful to let it recharge. In the next room, walk to the right to the table, and you'll get a page and pop an achievement. The place achievement, number 7 of 15, 80G getting us to 380 out of 1,000. Interact with the note to get note number 7, and now turn around, and we're going to walk to this gate here. It is dark, but just walk to the gate, open it, and walk through. And we're going to trigger a scene here, which is why we haven't pulled our lighter out yet. Once we regain control after the scene, we're going to pull our lighter out, and we have a little bit of a maze to go through, so just follow along exactly with what I do. Pull the lighter out once you get control back, turn around, and turn right here. Follow this hall around to the left, and then to the right, and then go down this right path here. We have to do this for the layout to change, so run all the way up to this kind of altar here, and then turn around. And when you follow it around, you'll see a red light on the left. Go right, and follow this to the left as it turns, and then turn right here to find note number 8 of 12, knifed to the wall. So interact with it, and then turn right and go straight here. Turn right at this intersection and follow this around, and we're going to go straight here. Follow this around now to the left, then to the right again, past a door. And once you get to the red light, we're going to take a left here, and then take another left, and follow this all the way around. There's a vent there and a flashing red light. That's the exit gate there, but go beyond it to find note number 9 on the ground here. Grab it, and now you're going to turn left, and we have to release another lock here. So interact with the lock, and the arrows are kind of goofy here, so just get them in the right position, and then put in 6, 3, and 8. The lock will fall off, and you can interact with the door to open it, and then run all the way up the stairs. Follow the path as it turns right twice, up more stairs, and you can actually put your lighter up or away up here. We don't need it anymore. Interact with the phone on the table here That'll pop an achievement, the voice from the past achievement, which is number 8 of 15 for 60G, getting us to 440. And now go past it into this room, take a left, and on the table here, you'll find note number 10 of 12. Go ahead and interact with it, then turn right back to this room, pull out the pipe if you didn't, and we need to smash this board. So pry it away, and then interact with the left handle to open the door and go outside. Aim slightly to the right here and you'll see a bench and a trash can in the distance. Interact with the can that's on the ground nearby to get the trophy achievement. That's number 9 of 15, getting us to 60G out of 500, or 500G out of 1,000. Sorry. Turn to the left, and when you get to this path here, turn right and go up all the stairs back into the building. Turn right in the building, and then turn left and follow this hallway to the end. On the right are some double doors. Interact with the left one of them to open the door, and then go down this hallway on the right. At the very end on the left is a claw machine, and we need to play it. That's why we grabbed the coins earlier. So interact with the claw machine. Use the right analog to look down and up so you can line yourself up, and use the left analog to move the claw right, left, back, and forward. And then you'll press A to drop it. So just line it up as best you can. If it takes you 2 or 3 tries, it's not that big of a deal. Once you have it clawed, hold A to back out, and the machine will drop your item out onto the floor. Go ahead and pick it up, turn left, and head back down the hallway we came from. And we're going to go right back through those double doors we entered. Turn all the way around to go up the stairs. And at the top, you're going to enter a door on the left that has a green X on it. Sorry. Interact with it to unlock the door, and it will open. And then run into the room. This is the endgame lecture hall. Hop up onto the lecture podium or area here, and interact with the podium to get note number 11 of 12. Put it down, and now pull out your lighter. It's rather dark in this back right corner. So run forward, and there's a door here, and inside is a fuse puzzle, everyone's favorite. Interact with it once to turn it on, and twice, and we have to move all of these into the proper position. So just follow along with me. If you want to, you can skip ahead. I stand here for a few seconds showing off the finished product, and you can just use that as a reference. Because yours is likely going to be different from mine. It randomizes on every playthrough. And there you go, that's the finished product there. Turn around and exit the room and turn right, and now we need to go all the way up to where the students sit. So again, if you want to, you can jump to try to keep your momentum on the way up the stairs, and turn to your left and interact with the projector. We now have like 2 minutes of nothing to do, so we're going to run to the bottom, and we're just going to run in circles here. That does pop the play achievement, sorry about that, for 80G. That's achievement number 10 of 15, getting us to 580 out of 1,000. But we have like 2 minutes where this video runs and nothing to do. The door is locked until it's done playing. So we're just going to run laps down the front of this section. Now, if you are concerned that you're playing an older version of this game, you want to run here. Just run circles until the 5-kilometer achievement pops. If you're on a newer version, you have nothing to worry about. We'll be able to finish off the 5K achievement in chapter select. But again, if you are worried about that, you can run in circles here. It will take longer than doing it the other way. But again, I just want to allow for all options. If you are concerned that the achievement may not pop because you might not be on a newer version, then run around here. It's probably going to take like 15 to 20 minutes to pop the achievement. But if you're not worried about it, if you know you have the newest version, then the other method that I use is significantly faster for this. We don't have to turn. We're just running constantly. Saves us some time in the long run. Get it? The long run? Sorry. So yeah, just keep running. If you have your sound on, you can eventually hear it, like, click to let you know that the movie stopped and that the door is open. And you can just keep turning to the right and looking up and seeing if there's a blank screen or not. There we go. The screen changed so we can run to the door we entered through and interact with it to open it. Just run straight into the darkness and you're going to teleport. And we're going to follow this path as it turns to the right up here. And then turn to the right and enter this gap here. Follow the path as it turns to the left, and then we're going to hug the right wall. There is a path to the left and we don't want to take it, so just go straight here. And then follow this as it zigzags through the hall. When you get over here, watch on your right. There's a gap we need to enter. And following this all the way to the end will get you your 12th note. Sorry about that. Forgot. Interact with the note, and that should pop the reader achievement, which is number 11 of 15 for 100G, getting us to 680 out of 1,000. If that didn't pop, again, you may have to speed run the game, but it only takes about 15 minutes to get back here once you know what you're doing. Turn around and go back to where we came in, turn right, and we have a lot of walking to do now. Just walk towards the light. I tried using chapter select when the achievement glitched on me, and it didn't work for me, so I don't want to offer chapter select as a solution for the notes achievement. I recommend just running through. It takes, again, 15 to 20 minutes just to run through and get all the notes again. In my third run, checked my timestamps, and it took me 15 minutes. So you're going to teleport to this place. You just walk forward. If you were spent too much time outside, you'll float up to the sky. That means you got the wrong ending. And unfortunately, you're going to have to restart the game to get this ending. If you didn't spend more than 3 minutes outside, then you trigger the ending I'm on here. You'll be able to run into the light, and you get a little cutscene here, unskippable. But if you do float up into the sky, unfortunately, there is no way for me to tell you when you triggered the 3 minutes of standing in the light, so chapter select may not help you. And I recommend, again, it only takes like 15 to 20 minutes to get here. I recommend just starting a new game and running here. If you got the notes achievement, you don't have to worry about them. You can skip the map. You know, you can skip anything that's optional and just run to get to this point of the game. Just make sure you're not spending too much time out in the sun. This will pop the Forever achievement eventually. Number 12 of 15 for 80G, getting us to 760 out of 1,000. And the credits run. Unfortunately, we can't skip them. They're not very long, though. Just doing a quick check, because I don't remember the achievement popping. It has not yet. That's odd. Oh, that's my fault. It does unlock after the credits. I apologize for that. The achievement will unlock after the credits are done. And instead of sending us back to the main menu, we actually spawn back in the very first room we started in. There's the achievement there. So what we're going to do is we have to get a secret film and bring it to the projector room. So turn to your left and walk out the door you opened up earlier, and turn right down the hall and then left into this room and just sprint. We're going to turn left to go through the double doors and then turn immediately around and go down the stairs. And you're going to turn around again and enter the double doors we entered or opened earlier and run back to the claw machine, which now has the secret film inside of it. So once again, interact with the claw machine and grab your secret film. I found this one to be easier because you can basically just bring the claw up to the window, and then it's just a matter of going right or left. Once you have the item grabbed, you can hold A to back out and wait for the claw to bring you the film. Pick it up, and then again return down the hallway from whence we came, taking a left at the end to go back through the double doors, and we're going to turn around again and go up the stairs. At the top, turn to the left and enter this room that had the X on the door, and this is back in the lecture room. We have to go all the way up to the top and interact with the projector, and this will pop the secret achievement, number 13 of 15 for 80G, and that gets us 840 out of 1,000, and we don't have to watch this one. So go ahead, once the achievement pops, press start. We're going to go to load game, and we're going to load up chapter 7. We have 2 achievements left for walking 5K and for getting the other ending. We're going to spawn in here, so turn around and exit from the door here. Turn right to go down the steps. And at the bottom of the stairs, turn around, and we're going to run outside. And we're going to go down the hill. Now, we're going to run for approximately 10 to 15 minutes here. I just recommend running left and making laps around on this road out here. We need to be outside for at least 3 minutes, but it's going to take us somewhere between 10 and 15, more than likely, to get the 5K achievement. So this is all I do. I just run around making laps around the outside until the achievement pops. And then I try to line myself up back to the bus so I can get back inside because we need to go back to that lecture room. But this is all you're going to be doing for the next couple minutes. I'm not going to cut any of the footage. I like to leave the full run so you know exactly how long it's going to take you. So I'll just shut up here for a little bit and rejoin you when the achievement pops. Okay, folks, I'm popping back in here because every time I've done this, this 5K achievement has taken about 11 and a half minutes or so for me to pop, and we just hit 10, so I figured I'd pop back in. I would run for 15 minutes. So, if you've been running with me this whole time, we've just gotten to like 10, 10 and a half. I would run for another 4.5, 5 minutes. If the achievement doesn't pop, you have two potential problems. One is that something got glitched along the way, and unfortunately there's no way to predict that. And two, you might be playing on an older version of the game. If it doesn't pop by 15 minutes, I'm quite certain it's not going to pop for you here. And unfortunately, you will have to restart the game and run around. Again, if you were playing on an original version, then you can't use chapter select to grind this out. The game wasn't, I don't know if it wasn't coded properly or what the issue was, but they did fix it in a later patch. And there you see it popped for us here, the God of Walking Simulator, and that's approximately 11 and a half minutes that we were running, which is what I expected. So again, if it doesn't pop for you there, and if it does pop, get back to this straight away with the yellow bus, because we're going to head back into the building at this doorway here. But if that doesn't pop for you there, it either glitched on your game or you're playing an older version that didn't allow running in the walking or in the chapter select. That means you have two options. You can start a new game and just, rubber band your controller to run in a circle until it pops. Or if you have a game that is on the original version, you might have to delete your save and then do that. Either way, you're probably better off deleting your save and just running in a circle in a new save, and you can just run off and let it run until the achievement pops. Unfortunately, there's a bit of, unknown factor here, and I can't help everyone in every scenario. Because, again, sometimes these things just glitch, and unfortunately, I can't always fix that. But those are the two options. If it didn't pop for you there after running for like another 3 or 4 minutes, you may have to delete your save and then just run around outside in a circle. But you still can continue and get the other ending, so that's what we're going to do. Walk back inside and go up the stairs. And we're going to go back into the projector room. Go ahead and pull out your lighter. And we need to go back and do the fuse puzzle again. So go to the other side of the lecture room here. Interact with the fuse box once and then again. And once again, I'm going to solve it and I'll leave it in the correct configuration. And there you go, that's what it should look like. And then when you're ready, you're just going to turn around and go again to the projector at the top. Once again, we have to sit through the video, but we don't really have anything to do this time. You can feel free to run around some more. If the distance achievement didn't pop for you, maybe it just glitched on distance and you can run for 2 more minutes and it'll pop for you. But unfortunately, if it did pop for you, you just got to sit here and wait for the video to be done so that the door opens. everything from this point on is just a repeat of our first run, too. We're going to run out the door, teleport, run through that last section, except we don't have to grab the note, run into the light, and this time we'll float up and get the ending cutscene, and that will be our final achievement. So I see we're approaching 50 minutes, but I think I talked for like 3 or 4 at the beginning, and I've stopped to talk along the way, so I'm just a windbag. I talk too much. There we go. Movie's done. We can run to the door and exit and then walk out to teleport. And again, we're just going to follow this hallway. It will turn to the right, so we'll continue with it. And then we're going to turn right into this gap here. Follow the path left when it turns, and again, follow the right wall here. And we're going to go straight. And continue along the way, turning right with the wall. And now, instead of going right, just go straight here and walk directly into the light. This will teleport you to that outside section. And this time we're going to be floating up like everyone else. Eventually we get pretty close, and then the whatever decides whether we can go or not says, screw you, you're flying. And we do have a minute or 2 of scenes here before the achievement will pop. And eventually you're going to have a scene, and I believe there's another person there. And right when that scene starts, the achievement pops. So if you want to watch the rest of the scene, go ahead. But at that point, that will be our completion. So I'll end the walkthrough there. That will be the To the Light achievement, number 15 of 15 for 80G, getting us to 1,000 out of 1,000 total. There's the scene, and the achievement should pop, and there it is, the To the Light achievement. And as you can see here, folks, that is 15 out of 15 for 1000 G. So again, if you have any problems with an achievement glitching, reach out to me and I'll do my best to answer any questions or any other questions or comments you guys might and gals might have about the walkthrough. Feel free to reach out to me. I'll always do my best to help. But if you got nothing else for me, folks, I will see you guys next time.